Edgar Poe was born in Boston on the 19th of January in 1809, the second child of two actors, David and Elizabeth Poe. David Poe abandoned the family in 1810 and his wife died from consumption the following year. So orphan, Edgar was taken in by John and Frances Allan, a childless couple of Richmond in Virginia, and even if they never formally adopted him, in 1824 his name became Edgar Allan Poe. He attended the University of Virginia, but he left after a year because of lack of money. In fact, he ran into debts by gambling. He enlisted in the army in 1827 under an assumed name. It was at this time that his publishing career began with an anonymous collection of poems in 1827, credited only to a Bostonian. Poe later failed as an officer cadet in West Point, declaring a firm wish to be a poet and writer.
He was the first well-known American to try to live by writing alone, and was impaired by the lack of an international copyright law. Poe switched his focus to prose, and spent the next several years working for literary journals and periodicals, becoming known for his own style of literary criticism. In 1836, Poe, then 27, obtained a license to marry his 13-year-old cousin Virginia Clem. They were married for 11 years, until her early death caused by tuberculosis, which may have inspired some of his writings. Poe died in Baltimore on the 7th of October in 1849 at the age of 40. The cause of his death is unknown and has been variously attributed to alcohol, brain congestion, cholera, drugs, heart disease, rabies, suicide, tuberculosis, and other agents. He was wearing clothes that weren't his own. Some sources say that Poe's final words were, "Lord, help my poor soul." All medical records have been lost, including his death certificate.
Edgar Allan Poe was an American writer, editor, and literary critic. Poe is best known for his poetry and short stories, particularly his tales of mystery and the macabre. He is widely regarded as a central figure of Romanticism in the United States and American literature as a whole, and he was one of the country's earliest practitioners of the short story.
Poe is generally considered the inventor of the detective fiction genre, and is further credited with contributing to the emerging genre of science fiction.
Poe and his works influenced literature in the United States and around the world, as well as in specialized fields such as cosmology and cryptography. Poe and his work appeared throughout popular culture in literature, music, films, and television. A number of his homes are dedicated museums today. The Mystery Writers of America present an annual award known as the Edgar Award for distinguished work in mystery genre. The psychological introspection, the test for the supernatural, and the attention to the darkness inherent in the human soul, in addition to the conception of genius and inspiration, make Poe one of the greatest exponents of world romanticism. At the same time, issues such as obsession, alienation, and insanity bring him closer to decadentism, of which he can be considered a forerunner. As a child, he revealed an exceptional memory. His inclination, sometimes perhaps excessive, for rhymes and anaphors earned him the nickname of Jingle Man. Most of his recurring themes concern death, its physical signs, the effect of decomposition, the worries of premature burial, the resuscitation of corpse, and mourning.